exciting owners in the NBA, Mark Cuban. Mark, thanks for joining us here on NBA TV.
My pleasure, Andre. It's Atlanta where the players play, right?
You know that's exactly right. You know, I got to ask you about a few of the things that's going on, and I know one very serious piece of business is an exchange of ideas, I guess. You, Robert Johnson of BET, and a few of the other owners got together and talked a little technology a couple of days ago. What was that all about?
Well, you know, I'm the geek of the week. I love to get into all the geeky stuff, and so we talked about high-definition television. The NBA All-Star Game is going to be in high def for the first time ever with TNT tomorrow night. So we talked about that. We talked about all the geeky stuff, personal digital accessories, those types of things where you get scores, get remote access, wireless internet in the arenas. So just anything where we can use technology for the fans.
But you told me a long time ago that it's all about, part of your success is all about an exchange of ideas and getting people to think about new things. How receptive has the league been to a kind of a new highway, I guess, with you?
Sometimes they are, but you know, there's a lot of smart people at the NBA, and you know, they're always open. The hard part isn't getting them to listen. The hard part is getting them to act. But you know, it's part of being a part of a big company. But you know, that's why I like to come out here to the jam session, because there's so much stuff going on, and you really get to see how it's evolved. And obviously, this is the result of all these interchange of ideas, and the fans love it. And I love to come out here to see how many Mavs jerseys, because when I first got into the league 3 years ago, the concept of coming to an All-Star game and seeing a Dirk Nowitzki jersey or a Steve Nash, you never would have heard of it. So it's really been an exciting 3 years for me.
Well, a little selfishly, let's focus on your team now, because the team with the best record in the NBA, the Dallas Mavericks, and obviously you're looking towards the big picture at the very end of the season, but how pleased are you with what's going on so far?
I mean, just to say the best record in the NBA, the Dallas Mavericks, freaks me out, but you know, it was a great first half of the season. I don't think any of us expected to be at this point, particularly with the injuries we've had. I mean, the whole league has had injuries, but you know, we've had more than our share. But we're happy with it, but we realize that you know, there aren't any jewelry. There isn't any jewelry given out. There's no titles given out in January and February. So we're just going to continue to try to improve. Our mission has been get better as the season goes along. Be as well prepared as we can be for the playoffs. You
know, the jam session here gives all the fans a chance to come out and feel a part, be a piece of this All-Star weekend, touch the players and talk to folks. And I know that's one of the things that you've talked to me about before, is just making the average fan and making everybody feel like they're part of the deal. That's something you've been able to do with your ownership. How has that happened?
Well, no question about it. I mean, you know, you talked about listening, you talked about exchange of ideas. The best ideas and the people you have to listen to most are your customers. And you know, I love the feedback. I never have an original idea in my life. You know, all the best feedback I get comes from people sitting in the $10 seats and you know, drinking beer and eating hot dogs with them up there. I love sitting in the very top row, and coming to the fan jam, you get a lot of that same feedback. You know, I try to make myself available via email. I get 1,000+ emails every day at mark.cuban@dallasmavs.com. But again, it's also the best ideas that I get. And if I'm making a mistake or there's something we're doing that isn't resonating with the fans, I hear about it immediately and I can change it immediately. And that's a big benefit with the technology.
Mark, as always, I appreciate talking and spending some time with you, and I know you're going to enjoy the rest of this weekend.
Anything Andre wants, Andre gets.
There we go.